Hello friends, welcome to C++ programming video tutorials series. From the past few video tutorials, we are trying to understand tokens available in C++ language. We understood that smallest unit of any programming language is generally called as a token. Comments, keywords and data types, identifiers, constants and variables, strings and characters, operators and separators are considered as tokens in C++ language. In the previous video tutorials, we understood comments and keywords. From this video tutorial onwards, for the next few video tutorials, I would like to discuss data types in C++ language. What is data type? As the name itself indicating, data type means type of data. Data type, type of data. While developing any software application, we come across different types of data and data values. We need to store and process them efficiently. For example, while developing a game, we need to keep track of player score. Initially the player score will be 0, then it becomes 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 100, etc. etc. We need to store the world gravity. We need to keep track of whether the player wants to replay or not. While developing a banking application, we need to keep track of account numbers. We need to store rate of interest. We need to keep track of whether an account has loan or not, etc. 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 guys. Here we are assigning 10 to the player score. What is 10? 10 is a whole number, an integer number. A number without decimal point is considered as integer number. As we are assigning integer number to player score, we can say player score is an integer type data. 9.8 is a real number, guys. A number containing decimal point is considered as a real number. Here we are assigning real number to world gravity. Hence we can say world gravity is a real type data. A symbol enclosed in between pair of single quotations is considered as a character in C++ language. As we are assigning character to replay, we can say replay is a character type data. Here we are assigning 10 to account number. 10 is an integer number. As we are assigning integer number to account number, we can say account number is an integer type data. 13.5 is a real number because it contains a decimal point. As we are assigning real number to rate of interest, we can say rate of interest is a real type data. As we are assigning character to has loan, we can say has loan is a character type data. So, while developing any software application, we come across different types of data and data values. We need to store and process them efficiently, guys. To store and process different types of data and data values efficiently, C++ provides two types of data types. They are primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Primitive data types are also called as basic data types or built-in data types. Non-primitive data types are also called as derived data types or composite data types. Non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types are actually composed of primitive data types, guys. So we can say non-primitive data types are composite data types. Let's understand primitive data types and non-primitive data types. There are 7 primitive data types provided by C++ language. Let's discuss them one by one. First we have int data type. Int data type is used to store and process integer numbers or whole numbers. That is numbers without decimal point. For example, 22, minus 44, 2017, etc. 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 They are whole numbers because they don't have decimal point. To store and process integer numbers or whole numbers, we take help of int data type. Numbers containing decimal point are called real numbers. Numbers containing decimal point are called real numbers, guys. To store and process real numbers, C++ provides two different data types. They are float data type and double data type. Float data type is used to store and process single precision real numbers. That is real numbers containing 6 to 7 digits after the decimal point. Real numbers containing 6 to 7 digits after the decimal point are considered as single precision real numbers in C++. To store and process single precision real numbers, we take help of float data type. Double data type is used to store and process double precision real numbers. That is, real numbers containing 15 to 16 digits after the decimal point. Real numbers containing 15 to 16 digits after the decimal point are considered as double precision real numbers in C++. To store and process double precision real numbers, we take help of double data type. There are two different notations for representing real numbers, guys. First one is decimal notation, second one is scientific notation. Scientific notation is also called as mantissa exponent notation. In the upcoming video tutorials, we will understand how to convert a real number from decimal to scientific, from scientific to decimal, guys. You need to understand that while evaluating an expression, if you need more accurate results, then you take help of double data type. Otherwise, you take help of float data type, guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood. Let's proceed further and get more information. To store and process characters, C++ provides two different data types. They are char data type and wide char data type, guys. Char data type is used to store and process any symbol from the ASCII character set enclosed in between pair of single quotations. Char data type is used to store and process any symbol from the ASCII character set enclosed in between pair of single quotations. ASCII stands for American Standards Code for Information Interchange. American Standards Code for Information Interchange. It is a 7-bit character set, guys. Using ASCII character set, we can represent only 128 characters, which are not enough to create international applications. Because in the real world, we have so many languages. Each language contains so many characters. To represent any character from any language present in the real world, we need to take help of Unicode character set, guys. Unicode character set is a 16-bit character set. It allows us to represent 65,536 characters. So, wide char data type is used to store and process any symbol from the Unicode character set enclosed in between pair of single quotations prefixed with L character. A character prefixed with L character indicate wide character, guys. Next we have bool data type. Bool data type is used to store and process boolean values. There are only two boolean values, true or false. Next we have wide data type. Wide indicates valueless data type. So these are the 7 primitive data types available in C++ language. Next we understand non-primitive data types. As I told, non-primitive data types are also called as derived data types or composite data types. Let's discuss each of them. Array. Array is used to store and process list of data values. To store and process list of data values, we create arrays, guys. Next we have pointer. Pointer is used to store and process address of another memory location. To store and process address of another memory location, we take help of pointers. Next we have structures and unions. Structures and unions both are used to store and process record of information. Next we have class. Class is used to store and process an object information. In real world, anything can be considered as an object. To represent any real world entity, we take help of class, guys. Next we have enum. Enum is used to store and process list of enumerated words. To store and process list of enumerated words, we take help of enum. Next we have function or method. Functions or methods are used to perform specific task. To perform any specific task, we actually create a function or a method, guys. That's it, guys, for this video tutorial. I hope you guys have clearly understood data types in C++ language. In this video tutorial, we had brief introduction to data types in C++ language, guys. In the upcoming video tutorials, we are going to discuss each of these data types in detail, in depth, step by step, guys. We understand how do we take help of these data types to store and process different types of data and data values in depth, guys. If you like this video, then hit the like button and share with your friends so that everyone will get benefited, guys. Keep learning, keep coding, keep sharing. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.